Hello guys, welcome to Indian Geek Society. I'm Nona Prince and with me is Manoj. And we saw the second episode of The Flash. And The Flash is back, guys. The golden days are back. What a great
An
episode.
improved episode.
Like
Improved
I
episode.
think one of the best episode, I can rank in the top 10 of The Flash. Everything from, all the things I hated about the show in the last video we did. I don't know
Yeah.
how it happened, but I think easily one of the best. So many epic moments. Finally, an episode worth reacting, and I was like, think while watching, I'm like pausing and like, shit, which I reacted to it. But that's all right. They deserve it. They haven't been that good to react to, so
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
punishment for them. And I
I
just
think it was definitely an improvement, like from the last episode. Like, I think
from the last
again
few
one thing that
seasons.
that's. I mean, like, see, I think in every season there have been like standout episodes. I
Yeah,
hope this is not just one standout episode, but
yeah,
I guess if you see some of the reasons that we said the show was bad was we said that the enlarging cast and all, like here you could feel like the cast was again a little bit more
yeah,
precise, concise. You could say like they brought back Cisco, they brought back Caitlin, so it felt like the Flash because it felt like the cast of the Flash. It didn't feel like because last episode it had Chester, it had Allegra a lot more. I'm not
yeah,
saying anything bad about these characters, but it just doesn't feel home like the Flash
yeah,
unless you have Cisco and Caitlin. And I think for once you actually had a very nice sort of like how do you call it, like opposition from Cisco and Caitlin.
yeah,
Like the decision making, it all made sense. Like there was something more concrete as to why that fight actually happened and why
yeah,
they were going up against each
yeah,
other.
yeah,
And I think for the first time, Barry felt like the Flash. Like he felt like that supreme being as the
yeah.
Flash, and
Dude.
at least he was figuring stuff on his own. I know it was like
Dude,
speed
that
thinking, but still.
I was actually worried, in the beginning when we got to know about that power. I'm like, that
Speed
is
thinking,
too
yeah.
OP, man. Like, how would you carry
True,
it
true.
forward? But
Yeah.
then the way, they dealt with it, the
Yeah.
dilemma, like, first of all, we got the trio back. Cisco is
True,
back,
true, true.
baby. Like,
Yeah.
dude, the moment he came on screen, the dialogues, the energy I got, just watching him
Yeah.
interacting with Barry, that was so,
True,
so
true.
good. And did you notice one thing? I noticed it while like everyone is standing so far away from each other. Did you notice that? Like
Everyone
if
was standing
you,
like a little bit far away,
yeah,
like
yeah, like
social distancing.
generally they stand together or they,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but if
That's
you
true. That's
notice, they
true.
all of them are standing
Yeah.
very far away from each other.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think
Even
that
in
may be a
Nashville's
protocol.
memorial, like
Yeah,
Nashville's memorial,
yeah,
everyone was like standing 6 feet away.
yeah,
He was a great man.
yeah,
Oh, what's that? He was a great man. I'm kidding. They didn't do that, but still.
yeah,
But I didn't really,
and
it didn't come to my head so much.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, that is true. That is true.
But it's something I
I think
think
they,
I could say
yeah, but they
call it
hit it
out.
pretty well, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like they
yeah,
hit it out like pretty
yeah,
decently. So I think you can't really say much about that. Like it was like WandaVision have suffered because of all
yeah,
this,
yeah,
like COVID-19 coming.
yeah,
But I think they did a pretty good job based on that. I think the best part of today's episode was the story was actually something worth those 40 minutes.
yeah.
Like it felt like
Definitely,
okay, this is an interesting dilemma.
definitely.
And
Even
again, the interesting part was with Barry, and it was not with the Mirrorverse.
yeah.
So you can now really say that I just hope they're done with that as quickly as possible, so we can just dive into the next villain, which hopefully might be
Definitely.
Reverse Flash. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll come to that ending. We'll come to that ending.
Yeah,
But like I think we have to talk about even that you said the 40 minutes, right? Even the scene there was a scene with Cecile and Allegra, and even that after episode 1, that video we made, I kind of thought maybe I'm being too harsh with the show. It
yeah. Even I
always
got that
has
same.
been like this. It's just
I
that
got
the
that same
things,
sense. No,
yeah,
I thought we were harsh because
yeah.
immediately 2-3 dislikes came. I'm like, okay.
No, that's all right. I don't think
Go on,
that
go on.
affects me, but I think the show always has been like this, in the making, in the camera, what I was complaining about. It's just, the things around it, the new shows coming and everything is so superior in all those terms that, now this feels wrong. But I
It feels
think,
outdated.
yeah,
It feels outdated.
watching
That's
it with open mind, I think I enjoyed the show better. And even that scene with Allegra and that, first of all, they didn't
Cecilia.
stretch it. It was not again and again it's coming in the episode. And it was just a cool moment and teaching something. It's about that moral lesson the show always try to give. And it was dealt
And it
very
was a
well.
good moment. Like when Cecile, like the way she said that,
Yeah.
I still walk with like what my parents like. I think a briefcase of her mother and
Yeah,
something
yeah.
of her dad. Like that was a very powerful moment, and I
Yeah.
liked that scene a lot. But when the scene started, when she did the mind reading thing, I was like, oh, again. man. Like I
Yeah.
don't, I can't
Same. I had the same
I
thing.
just like the actress is great, the character is pretty decent, but the power, like I just wish they didn't do the power
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah,
man.
definitely. And I'll be like watching a lot of reactions to this episode because it was so good.
Yeah,
Like there were so many moments. We'll come to that, but before that, I have to
yeah,
talk about the structure of that episode. That's what we've been complaining about, right? There'll be a villain for the episode, then they'll fail it, and then they're like, no, there should be another way, and then they'll take that another way, and they'll win finally. And
yeah.
then there's this side characters will have one moment, then second moment, and
Mm,
third moment to resolve it. I think none
yeah.
of that happened. And the way it was
True.
structured, the way Barry went about it, it was, he was driving the story, he was driving the whole
Mm,
episode. It was not someone
yeah.
else is doing something and they are just reacting to it. And i think
Mm,
i think that's what it's so refreshing, and that makes a show
yeah.
better.
True.
That's clearly,
That's very
that like read any screenwriting book or anything, it always says
that is very true.
active character is always better than passive character. So I think
Mm.
in that sense, it was
I mean,
great.
Eric Wallace. I think Eric Wallace is the new showrunner 6 onwards. I think he has definitely like you can see conscious attempts of change, even if all changes are not very good in season 6. But you can definitely see like, okay, we need to shift the formula. We can't just have the same thing. So I think I really do appreciate what Eric Wallace has brought into
Yeah.
the show, like from season 6 onwards.
Yeah. And the way they start the episode with Wells, giving him homage and paying respects to
Mm,
him. And then, we come to a dialogue where Barry says, the greatest weapon my enemies have against me is my own heart. And if you look, in the episode, the whole story is about that.
yeah.
There's a
True.
single
True. True.
theme which they are fighting, and now it's not just, again, it's not just that the Speed Force is messing with Barry. Even
Mm,
he believes that he has to stop thinking from the heart and the brain. It's not someone has
yeah.
corrupted his mind or something like
And
that.
at
It's
least,
him
yeah,
already.
and at least he's not sulking in guilt. At least,
Yeah.
like what used to happen before is he used to spend the entire
Crying
the
and
entire episode then in the end Joe comes to him and tells him no, it's not your. At least in this episode, right in the starting, he was like, hey, don't do don't do this nonsense again.
doesn't
Not
start
your fault.
again. Yeah. That was good choice. uh
But yeah, I mean, dude, like it was really fun to see Flash,
yeah.
like him going to like a couple of moments. I think that first moment when he caught that ball, like
Yeah.
whatever thing that
Science
was,
stuff.
quantum
There
ball.
was so much
I think
science stuff. I was like,
yeah,
okay, they should
so
just say
that was very
science,
cool.
science, science, and science.
Yeah.
And
No, but I like how that came back also. Like
yeah,
in the
yeah,
end when he was fighting them, I like the way he told Cisco that you lost this fight before it even started.
yeah,
That was a
dude.
badass one. It just made me realize, dude, it's been a while since we saw a badass Barry one.
Yeah.
Like that.
When was
Like
the
where
last
he's like,
time
oh,
Barry was so badass? I don't remember.
I think Grodd episode maybe. But that was like age when he got into Grodd's mind. I think that he had some badass moments then. But
I
that
don't
was
really
so many
remember.
yeah.
I think the most badass was season 1 when he comes back from the future and it's like,
Oh,
I don't need, I don't,
from the
I
past.
already have
From
what
the
I
past.
need.
Comes
Yeah.
from the past, right?
Yeah, and Reverse Flash says,
Yeah,
"Wow, you had everything. I gave you
yeah,
what you
yeah.
wanted," and like I already
True,
do.
true, true.
So that was
That
it.
was
And
true.
one more badass advice for Reverse Flash. My favorite scene of the Flash is season 3, episode 1, where Barry has captured Reverse Flash in the cage,
Yeah, yeah,
and he's
yeah,
walking away, and from behind, Reverse Flash shouting, "Now who's the villain, Flash? Now who's the villain?" And
I think
that's so
like even when
amazing.
Reverse Flash, I think in the end when he grabs the Flash and he goes to fix the timeline, I think
Yeah.
he even says, "Now who's the hero?" Something like that. That was a
Yeah.
pretty badass.
Now
Like,
he said, "Now I'm the hero, and I'll fix the timeline,
dude,
everything."
they
Yeah.
should get that actor back, man.
Yeah,
Seriously,
and
like
we get
as
him, in some
yeah,
way, but
but
we'll talk about
as
later.
yeah, as much as Tom Cruise has done a good job, like with
Yeah,
what all the characters he's been
yeah,
given, dude, it's not easy that he's been given over
yeah,
the 6 seasons, but
yeah,
I really want that original Reverse Flash actor back.
yeah.
Like I hope they get him back. Like
Definitely, man. Man,
yeah, we'll get to
he's a movie level actor, but he's doing TV shows. That's
Hmm.
a different thing. The
yeah.
next thing I want
But he
to,
really
yeah,
brings that aggression to
yeah,
Flash. Like
yeah,
after Reverse Flash, right? You're like, yes. Whereas Tom Cruise is a little bit more calmer, and because
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like he plays it a little differently. And the problem is we have been seeing Tom Cruise play it for so long that you're like, we need to bring that old Reverse
yeah.
Flash back. Like
I think Tom
I would like to see
Cavanaugh's
him.
Reverse Flashes, kind of has a calm to it because he was so patient for 15 years, building
True, true.
everything up, and there's this
Yeah, yeah.
sinisterness to him in separate way. But the other, I don't remember his name, but that other
Matt
reverse flash.
Fleischer,
Yeah, something like
Matt
that.
Fleischer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's so evil, and
True.
like you feel scared whenever he comes on screen, like you
Yeah,
lose
yeah.
your heartbeat. I think
He was
that's
great in
yeah,
Benzo tomorrow. I think
yeah,
season
yeah,
two.
yeah.
I think
Yeah. I think that
he
was
was
one of the
great in
best
that.
Legends season.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is Grant Gustin. Man, he's killing it. First episode, he got to play different
True.
wells, and now
True.
he got to I think he himself in an interview said the Spock Flash from Star Trek. Where he's, suddenly his posture changed. He was standing with his hands
Yeah,
behind and,
he was
like a
like
robot.
Wells.
And
Like he
I
was like a
think
Wells. Like
I think the moment that happened, first I thought he's thinking so fast because now they call it ASF, Artificial Speed
yeah,
Force. I like that
yeah,
term. So
yeah.
I thought maybe he's now in a Wells originated speed
Hmm.
force, so all
So
their
sweet, sweet.
mental capacity is in his mind, so he can think faster. But it's not that case. But whatever. But I think the
No,
way
for me, it reminded me of Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
yeah. It
Like
does.
I
It
was like,
does. It does. And
the
I
way he
think
was like,
when it happened, I felt odd. Wait, what happened to him? Why is he standing like? And the way the episode progresses, I'm like, oh, I'm loving this. This is
yeah,
great. I'm like, by the time I'm watching, I'm like, Manoj will love this. Manoj will love this.
yeah,
That
but
is
what
so
it
good.
did also, like from a while it was cool, like initially they played it off as a comedy, which they did well. Like they were like shocked, like they were
Yeah.
like shit, like
Cisco is
what's
like
that? It was
freak.
like that Koi Mil Gaya moment,
Yeah.
after Jadoo touched the person. Like he was like all brainy suddenly, and then after that, like it started building to creepiness, and then that whole conflict between Team Flash and him, it was built more organically, where you're
Yeah.
like both of them have good points because what Flash is saying like will get them to win this fight. Which if and I like the fact that they acknowledge that when we didn't do stuff like this, when we didn't do it logically, we have the villains have escaped. Like basically the season has stretched because
Yeah.
of our mistakes. So in this now they're trying to take a very practical approach, but even that is not working. So I like that kind of opposition that was created. It felt
Yeah.
really organic. Like,
Yeah.
because I think Cisco, even that the actor who plays Cisco, like they sometimes give him so much crap. Like because sometimes the conflicts he has, you're like, what
Yeah.
nonsense? Just speak to him. Like what
Yeah.
nonsense? But this was actually it made a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Which I
and I
really
think
like from.
I love that scene, where that he's actually thinking when they are voting for it, who should get, and that scene is
Yeah,
so well shot. The tension is so. I'm like, oh
yeah,
shit! They put on Flash, and Flash is like Iris, and then they're
yeah.
like, no one is handling. Then that is so well. The tension is
True,
so like
true.
I don't remember
Yeah.
the last time that happened. I was so unsure
I
what is
thought
gonna
like
happen now.
I thought that was like referencing the fan base that doesn't like Iris. Like
Oh man, I think she was
they were
pretty
like
good in the episode. I think that they are
one scene.
toning that just ultra
True,
feminism
true.
in your face kind of thing down.
No,
Uh,
that scene was really good. Like that scene was what brought him back, kind of like
yeah,
that. She's like, no, we have to say that. That's the Iris that I like, who
yeah,
has a lot of heart. And
yeah,
but like what they've done with Iris is they've given her many sort of character achievements without
yeah,
her earning it. That's been the
yeah,
biggest problem. Like I don't feel like she is this journalist that they build her up to be because they showed a little bit, but it never felt like that earning that learning curve was there to her
yeah,
becoming this great journalist. So
yeah,
I hope they do that. But today's episode, like whatever she was there
yeah,
was pretty
yeah.
for the most part.
I like that scene, the emotional trauma they gave to the villain, and everyone's like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like,
True, true,
she's a
true.
villain. What
Yeah,
does it matter?
I
But
know, I know. I
it
was
kind of
like,
makes sense. They are not the people who will try
yeah,
to,
true,
torture
true.
or something.
Exposed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's Iris' job. Like,
yeah,
actually, she runs the newspapers.
yeah.
Technically.
I was saying, coming to her plan, I think by the end we see that I think now she'll just try to bring
Let's do
all
a
the.
cliche villain thing now. It's
But
going to be all like,
I
I will
think
rule
it.
this world.
I think with that twist, I'm
Uh,
really shocked, and I'm like, oh, interesting. That you are
that was a good.
giving more depth to the villain, that her existence is shaken up, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
not something Hero did, and now she has to run. It's her own existential crisis kind of a moment, and
yeah,
now it makes sense that now she wants to replace the whole world, so it will become
yeah.
her world. It makes logic. It's
Yeah,
not
but
very
like
forced like Thinker and
true.
what the
I
characters
feel
wanted
like
to
it
do.
always goes to that. It always goes to that world domination thing. Like the
Yeah,
only time I think it didn't go was in season one because Reverse Flash just wanted to go home.
yeah,
Like I think that was the best motivation because that was a very human motivation.
yeah,
I think season two Zoom wanted to conquer the whole world.
He just wanted
I
to
think
destroy the whole worlds, I think.
the whole universe,
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
multiverse, something.
Multiverse.
Saboteur, the best. We don't speak about him. Thinger did some shit with
I think like it
something.
was so
Then what?
bad.
Sekira just grunted all the time. Like it
Yeah.
was. Even that was Reverse Flash actually. Like technically, because
Yeah.
he wanted to take it. Like whenever Reverse Flash is motivation, you're like, okay, it makes sense. It's nice. It's
Because I
organic.
think Reverse
But
Flash is so selfish. It is his
yeah, yeah.
thing that it will be all about him. It's not like he wants the world or something.
True.
You know.
But there was a moment in today's episode where I think there was this moment where yeah, they like Flash, like they go to like apprehend
Yeah.
the mirror, like the mirror lady, something like that, like
Yeah.
whatever the villain is called.
Whatever.
And then Flash is like, oh, I brought backup. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry, we're not. And then they showed the ice hitting, and I was like, yes, Captain Cold. Oh my god! And I was like, oh yeah, Caitlin. Yeah, I forgot.
I think Captain Cold's that eye thing, what do you call it?
Uh,
Goggles kind of thing,
yeah,
was
yeah.
was there in the beginning scene. I
Memorial,
think in the
yeah, in the
memory. Yeah,
memorial, right?
I think so.
Yeah. That's true. So I was like so hyped, and I said, "Oh yeah, Caitlin. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, of course." Right?
But
So
dude,
then, like, even
Killer
the
Frost
two things as I said,
Speedster,
like, that was cool. That was
that
cool. Like,
was
see,
awesome.
the only problem I have is because I have a hard time accepting the Killer Frost thing and Cecile's problem. Like these are two things that always weighs me down, and it's not the actors' fault. It's the story, how they brought into it. So with Killer Frost, like I always had to like control. Just don't think about how it's go with. Okay, this is cool. Let's go with this, and I just had to
Yeah,
control it. That scene was really cool. Like where
yeah,
they did a really cool job of like combining the ice and speedster
yeah.
power. But
And calling back to
again,
Zoom, right? Because in season
yeah.
two, and her lightning is also blue. So,
Blue,
oh
that was
man,
cool.
they
That was
actually they were in the marketing. They were doing this that there'll be some special thing Killer Frost will be doing. None of us
okay.
seen.
I
So
had no idea
yeah,
they were
so I
doing.
understood. Oh, this is that, and amazing, man. I just love that scene.
That was really cool. That was really cool. Although, like, just like again, the CGI that one there was the CGI like from the far it looks really nice. I don't know why they had to zoom in and
Yeah, I
show
think
the
when they zoom in
CGI.
on Flash, when he's looking in the when he's running CG
Yeah,
Flash,
yeah,
I think that you can totally call it's a
yeah.
CG
It
double.
is, and
Yeah,
especially even Killer Frost. Like they even zoomed into Killer Frost CGI, like that weird digital double running, and you're like, no, let's just show it from far. It's good enough from far.
yeah.
It looks really nice from
I think
far.
they did take some lessons from Superman and Lois.
No, from season one, they
Definitely.
used to do that though, for the most
Yeah,
part. They never used to like zoom in so much to the
yeah.
digital double. I don't know why they do that.
Uh,
Yeah.
I I think I love the ending. I was still thinking
Mm.
now when everything happened, and now it's like, oh, this was not calculated, and then again we'll go back that he was all
Yeah.
calculating it.
Uh-huh,
So but
uh.
it didn't happen. I think that's all right. But I like the ending. It all like
But that
it
was the
felt like
point, right?
a cliffhanger for the finale to
Yeah.
come.
True.
Yeah.
It
So I
is a
think
cliffhanger, like,
yeah,
technically. Like it'll be
everyone's
so good if
down. Iris is gonna die. He
it'll be
doesn't know what to do.
no, it'll be so good if it was just 3 episode arcs like every time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
three
man.
episodes, 3 episodes. Then it would make so
That'd
much
be so
tension.
good.
But you like what you said about like him again reversing the thing. Like he was imagining all of this happening, the scenario thing. But I think that was the point of the story that he could not predict the
Yeah,
emotions of
yeah.
the people. And I thought that was a really nice moment. I
I
thought that
think he
was really
couldn't predict that Iris would say
yeah.
no. I think
True,
that's what
true, true.
happened.
Yeah.
I think that scene, I
Like
think
and
again was really
he was
good.
basically season one Arrow there. Like when Barry was like, he was like, I need to do this, which is weird because like in that scenario, like Barry was always the one with heart,
Yeah,
and now we see a cold-hearted
yeah.
Barry. So that was
I
really
think every
nice.
time there was a crossover, they used to say, don't become Oliver. I think there's a scene
Yeah.
where I think it happened in Elseworlds or somewhere it happened. Iris goes to Flash and says, don't become him. The way I
Mhm.
think what Flash does is that he says you failed the city and puts a
Yeah.
arrow in that guy. The machine can take everyone's powers.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't, yeah, something like that. So I think something like that has happened before. That people compare
Never,
him, don't become like him. Don't you have the heart he doesn't and all.
yeah.
So it has
I mean,
happened
who
before.
sacrificed their life? Who sacrificed their life? Right in the first episode of the crossover. Like he didn't even get to be in the second and like okay, he got to be, but still, like I'm like that crossover. Like, don't get me started.
Yeah. I just have to say, I think the editing was really good in the episode.
Hmm.
One place I noticed is that when Gideon asked him, And suddenly, they use Gideon so inconsistently. Sometimes
I
they'll
know.
get her. Sometimes like, oh, we have this calculation to do. Let's think and waste time. And they're like, now get Gideon,
Gideon is
right?
used more in Legends Tomorrow than
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
which is
definitely.
very sad.
Yeah, and Flash created Gideon, so maybe we
Yeah.
get that back.
Again, like I still don't understand how did he create Gideon. Like I feel like you're not shown anything to
Yeah.
like capabilities to
I
actually
think
create.
what happens when you have so many people on the team who are doing these scientific things, you
Yeah,
take everything away from Flash and make him dumb. So
yeah,
he's not
true.
doing anything; he's just listening to things. And I think this episode we get to know he knows stuff and does stuff.
Mm,
That was really
true, true.
interesting. And editing on the scene I was trying to say was when he asked Gideon. Gideon asked him, do you want to consult the team? And we are still on Barry, and we start hearing Cisco. Like how can
Yeah,
we choose? And then we cut to
that's
that
true.
scene.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know, and then suddenly we votes, and suddenly we are back to Barry. Oh, nice. So
It's
it was
called the
very well
J
done.
cut, I think, right? The J cut or
Yeah,
the
it's
L cut.
yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Where the audio
I know
comes
that was.
before the
Yeah,
cut.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, let's come to the ending.
yeah.
I was so shocked. First of all, the episode ends. I'm like, maybe there's a post credit scene, and suddenly it says "Once upon a time." I'm like, oh, wait, what? And then they
Because
go
I
back
think
to
they
that
can't
scene.
mention the years. They
Yeah.
can't mention the years because they're like we don't even know when when that happened.
And they just show this scene, and in the beginning of the episode we see something like that. We see the
Hmm.
first wells, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
show each wells, and so the beginning I thought, did I open a wrong episode? Oh, no, 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 it's all right. And I think by the end I was like so confused. Wait,
I
why
think
they are
the
showing this
episode
scene?
was really well constructed
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
yeah,
started with wells and they ended with wells. That's pretty
yeah.
good. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, the structure. It's very
Although
very well written.
the green effect was a little like I wonder if there's more to that. The green, like so, like the when he came back,
Yeah,
when Wells
I have,
came
I
back,
have
there was this
no
green
idea what
sparkle effect.
I have no
I don't know
idea
if they
what
just
happened
said it,
there.
let's go with it, or if that's like referencing some villain or something to come,
Yeah,
like
but
this
I
green
I
effect.
don't know if he just got the body the moment he killed Wells. That time only the Wells came out, or over the years, because the body was got removed right in season 1. Remember, so body is
True,
not
true.
there. So I hope the writers know.
So they'll just like crisis change that.
Oh,
The body is
yeah, that's a great answer. No, everything. But again, I've been wanting this for so long. Like, I'm done with all the Wells. Let's bring the original
yeah,
Wells.
true,
Like, we never
true.
got to know him. And, it's the best way
I
to now
I
continue
actually
with
thought they
Wells.
would do this in season two. Like when the
Yeah.
whole kind thing came, everyone predicted that they might bring back the old Wells because
Yeah.
they're
Because,
like Wells is pretty
yeah.
important part of the cast.
Yeah.
Like you need a Wells in the team, so they might just do that and it might work. But then they brought back
Because
Harry
because they
season two.
raised Reverse Flash from existence, right? So he never killed him.
True, true.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
thought,
true.
the real Wells will be alive
Yeah.
and all, but
But they
okay.
just ignore all that.
Yeah.
They're like, well, look, one more, look, ah.
Yeah. So I think just very excited for the finale. Reaction to it, the finale? You tell me. Maybe the comments people tell me if they really want to watch.
So
We can consider.
it depends on
So
the number of dislikes we get in this video.
yeah.
So if we get like more than last time, then we'll definitely react.
So so guys, let us know what happened. Okay, whatever. Yeah. I was saying. Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments your thoughts. I think I really love the episode. Great. I hope they continue like this. And great episode. We'll talk about the finale or the episode 3 in other terms. So very excited for that. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. And
Bye.
look out for a Superman Lewis reaction.
Yeah, that's coming next.
Yeah. Cool.